After breaking up with first love, I was forced to marry Charlie. 3 years after marriage, I am depressed. Later, my first love returned to China. I filed for divorce and reconciled with him. But true love is misplaced. I was betrayed by my first love. Died at the bottom of the cliff. Everyone thought it was an accident. Only Charlie spent years trying to find out the truth. Revenge for me. Open your eyes again. I went back to my wedding night. I just kicked Charlie out of the bedroom. I rushed forward and grabbed his hand. He was stunned for a moment. The tone is cold and tired. How can you still make trouble? I sleep in the living room tonight. Open your eyes. I saw the man leaving the bedroom. Brain blank moment. This seems to be 5 years ago. Charlie and I on our wedding night. Then I just broke up with my first love. Forced to marry him due to family alliance. The wedding night. I had a big fight with him. Get him out of the bedroom. Afterwards. This marked the beginning of a 3-year unhappy marriage. Think of this. I rushed forward. Hold his hand. He paused. Look down at me. There is an imperceptible sense of fatigue in the eyes. The tone is cold and indifferent. How can you still make trouble? I always thought Charlie hated me. After all, later. When I asked for a divorce to get back with my first love. He agreed without hesitation. Until I was betrayed by my first love. Tragic death at the bottom of the cliff. Everyone thought it was an accident. Only Charlie spent years avenging me. After the dust settles. He came to my grave. Charlie, the always reserved and calm boss. Crying like a baby. That's when I knew. It turns out that he has always had me in his heart. Charlie, I whispered his name. Sorry. He was stunned for a moment. Suddenly I thought of something. Ms. Anna has returned to her indifference. Don't worry. My cooperation with your father. It won't change because of what happened tonight. It turns out that he misunderstood that I apologized to him because I was worried that he would withdraw his investment. No. You are right. Our marriage is just a transaction. Each one takes what he needs. Non-interference. He pulled my hand away. Rest early. The door is opened. I'm standing upstairs. Hear the car drive away. He couldn't even stay for a second. Do it again. I messed up my wedding night again. I collapsed to the ground. Recalling the words I said to him in my previous life. Charlie. I married you out of necessity. I have someone else in my heart. It's impossible to love you. If you weren't rich and powerful. We can't possibly get married. Word by word. Harsh and unpleasant. But I just use these words. It hurts him again and again. At that time, I was full of grievances. If the family business wasn't in danger. Charlie happened to propose marriage. I will never marry someone I don't love. But I didn't know then. My self-proclaimed true love. Will betray me in the future. Push me to the bottom of the cliff. Just to take away my divorce property. A night of dreams. The next day. My best friend Emma's phone call woke me up. Amy. How was last night? Don't play dumb. How is your husband? I was speechless. Previous life. She also made this call. I was having breakfast with Charlie. Quiet environment. Her voice is particularly clear. I was so embarrassed that I choked on my saliva. Charlie acted like he didn't hear anything. Calmly handed me a piece of paper. He is in our marriage. Always calm. The only gaffe. I was drunk and hugged Charlie. Calling my first love Kevin's name over and over again. He held my waist tightly. Pushed me against the wall. With red eyes, he questioned Amy. See who I am. How about Emma interrupting my memories? I have no idea. Such a wonderful man. You don't try. I'm not kidding you anymore. I have a birthday party tonight. Don't forget to come. I just remembered. The second day of the wedding in the previous life. I went to the bar to celebrate Emma's birthday. Ignoring her married status. Going home drunk until the early hours of the morning. Dark living room. Charlie sitting on the sofa. The ashtray in front of me is full of cigarette butts. That was the first time I saw him smoking. I didn't explain a word. Go back to the bedroom and fall asleep. Bringing the relationship to a freezing point. And now. I don't want to repeat the same mistake. Emma. Can I tonight? Cannot. You have to come. We have been best friends for 20 years. You can't ignore me just because you're getting married. I grit my teeth. Nod your head. Never mind. Drink less tonight. Come back soon. It should be fine. In case. Before the appointment. I found Charlie's phone number in my address book. Delete, reduce. Send a message. I'm going to celebrate my friend's birthday tonight. I might be back later. I thought he was busy. Who knows if I need to pick up the reply in seconds. I'm busy, no need. Boss Charlie, just do your thing. The other side did not return. Night. Bar. Emma found a group of young male models. Showing off around us. In my previous life I didn't care. Losing myself in the voice of sister. Drunk. And now. I am married. This is not good, right? Emma was stunned. Didn't you say you have no feelings for Charlie? Will you definitely find an opportunity to divorce me in the future? Tell me the truth. Did something happen to you last night? Without. I just think. Respect marriage. At this time. A handsome boy came over to my sister. Just drinking. What we don't do. Can't refuse the kindness. I gritted my teeth and drank a cup. Another one came over and had a drink with me. That's all. I was surrounded by handsome guys and drank a lot. Loud music. The bar light ball keeps rotating. A beam of blue light hits in front of me. I raised my head. I saw Charlie with a suit hanging from his arm. Face livid. Looking gloomily at being surrounded by handsome guys. I was drunk. The alcohol sobered up instantly. I jumped up like I was caught cheating. Charlie. Emma followed my gaze and looked at Charlie. What a coincidence. Amy came to celebrate my birthday. Do you want to have a drink too? No. He glanced coldly at the booth. I'll take her home. The male models who just flirted with me shrank their necks. She hasn't. Emma just wanted to refuse for me. I stood up. Wandering over to Charlie. His sullen expression softened a bit. Silence all the way. Led me out of the bar. Stop in front of the car. I apologized quietly. Charlie. Sorry. He paused. Need not. He responded calmly. Open the door for me. My feet suddenly went weak. Forehead against his chest. He subconsciously held my waist. But I didn't dare to use force. The warm body temperature comes through the shirt. The nose is filled with the pleasant fragrance of agarwood. Are you angry? No. His voice came through his chest. Buzzing. With a barely noticeable mute. He cheated. When he is angry. I just like to keep my head down and not talk. But I don't care. Can live again. I'm already lucky. As I was getting ready to get in the car. Someone called me from behind. Amy. I was completely stunned. Slowly turned back. Kevin. My first love. He was also the murderer who pushed me off the cliff in my previous life. My body couldn't help but tremble slightly. Now. He looked at me. Full of sadness. But I clearly remember. Emma's birthday in the previous life. He didn't show up here. How come now? Next second. He said, Amy. Why did you block me? I see. My behavior after rebirth. Triggered the butterfly effect. Even if we broke up. Our past affection is still there, right? I was shocked. Subconsciously looking at Charlie. His expression, which had just relaxed, turned cold again. Even a little colder. Kevin is still going on, I know. You were forced to break up with me because of family reasons. Marry someone you don't like. From the beginning to the end. I'm the only one in your heart. Don't talk nonsense, I interrupted. You say one thing and mean another. You can't forget our relationship for so many years. You love me. Not him. Fart, I'm not blind. He was stunned. My husband is taller than you, more handsome than you, smarter than you, richer than you, and kinder than you. I take a deep breath. Still stronger than you. As soon as the words fell. The air suddenly became quiet. Realize what you said. I covered my mouth suddenly. It must be Emma who always asks me. I just blurted it out. Charlie's indifferent expression finally revealed a hint of emotion. But it passed away. Kevin looked at me in disbelief. How could you say such a thing to me? Emotions reach a peak. When I'm about to explode. Charlie raised his foot in front of me. He has long legs and broad shoulders. The whole person exudes a noble and powerful aura. Why not? He asked calmly. Because you are her ex-boyfriend. No ups and downs in tone. But the 3 words ex-boyfriend are used to show the ridicule vividly. Kevin's face turned pale instantly. At a time of tension. Charlie opened the car door. I'll go up obediently. He glanced at Kevin coldly. Then I turned around and got into the driver's seat. The whole process was silent. But it is full of unquestionable majesty. The car drove a distance. My nervousness finally relaxed. In the silent atmosphere, he suddenly spoke. What were you afraid of? I was shocked. He probably noticed my misbehavior. Nothing, maybe a little cold. The car is quiet. Just when I thought this excuse was too lame, Charlie threw his suit jacket over. No words were spoken during the whole process. Thanks. He didn't respond. I carefully covered myself with this coat that smelled of agarwood and tobacco. I fell asleep without realizing it. When I have memory again, Charlie helped me onto the bed, bend down and cover me with the quilt, and poured me a glass of water. As he turned around, I grabbed his clothes. Charlie. He looked down at me. Marry you. I am very happy. I don't know what happened next. I only vaguely remember. He is by my bed, standing for a long time. Previous life. I fell off a cliff and died. The corpse was unrecognizable. That disgusting look. Even my parents only took a quick look. But when Charlie arrived. But he stayed in front of my body for a long time. I was thinking. He's probably gloating. I am the woman who left him. Finally got retribution. But I didn't expect. Everyone thought it was an accident. Charlie is determined to do what he wants. It took years to find out the truth. Eventually, Kevin was sent to the execution ground. I found out after I died. It turns out that in this world, he's the only one who really cares about me. At the same time, the soul floats in the world for several years. I witnessed all of this. Also unconsciously. Fall in love with him. I told Kevin I'm not blind. But in my previous life. But he is the one who is blind and missed everything. Reborn. It's not like I haven't thought about expressing my feelings to Charlie directly. But I don't know when he started to care about me. I am afraid to express my feelings without knowing what he is thinking. It will only backfire. Furthermore, I just said so many harsh words to him. Sudden change of attitude. Anyone would feel hypocritical. So a few days after the wedding, I have always maintained a tepid friendly attitude with him. But Charlie doesn't seem to want to talk to me. Except for picking me up at the bar that night. From beginning to end. He didn't have any physical contact with me. In a few days, he flew on a business trip, leaving me alone in an empty room. After hearing this, my mother. Call me home. You just got married. There are many things to pay attention to. You take advantage of the opportunity to come back now. I'll talk to your dad and tell you. I responded perfunctorily. But I don't want to go. From childhood to adulthood, I am like a puppet of my parents. They made me obedient and sensible. Let me be a lady. Later, he made me agree to marry Charlie. I didn't resist. They never really cared about my heart. They only care about. The phone on the other side was snatched away. A clear and soft female voice came. Elder sister. Will you come back soon? I haven't seen you for a long time. Mom chimed in, yes. Look, your sister misses you. Sisters should stop being so willful. I sneered in my heart. From the beginning to the end. They care about. Only my sister. Anna. Previous life. I was treated harshly by my parents at home. Any negligence will result in severe punishment. Anna always comes to me secretly to show her concern. Or ask my parents for me. After marrying Charlie. She always asks my sister. Marry someone you don't love. Are you really willing? When I didn't have the courage to divorce. She encouraged my sister. Even if the whole world doesn't support you. I will stand by you too. I consider her my only family. Even fortunately. Having such a sister. It's really a blessing from my previous life. Until I die. The soul returned home. I saw her diary. She said she fucked Amy again today. She's so stupid. Any little trick will make you fall for it. Mom and Dad punished her by not letting her eat. Really cool. I don't know when she can get out of this house. Charlie actually asked to marry her. Why am I inferior to that bitch of hers? I must make her look good. Reclaim Charlie. Amy is still as dumb as ever. Kevin just lied to her and she dared to divorce him and run away. She didn't know he was a gambler. I don't know that those so-called reunions were arranged by me. I read her diary word by word. They're obviously dead. I feel my blood is burning and boiling. But it's like falling into an ice cave. Trembling. I turned my anger into screams. But no one heard my cries. And now. This person who caused the tragedy in my previous life. She said innocently that she missed me. I curled my lips. I will go back tomorrow. On the day of returning to my mother's house. I dressed up carefully. Exquisite and beautiful. Not as gentle and well-behaved as usual. When the door is open. Everyone was stunned. Anna was the first to speak. How to get married. The style has changed, to be honest. Looks like nothing before. She hesitated to speak. Look me up and down. Showing a regretful expression. If it was before. I definitely feel that my sister not only gives me advice. And saved my face just right. And now. I just want to laugh. Yeah, but Charlie likes me like this. Hit the snake at its most vulnerable part. Her face changed instantly. Her intentions towards Charlie are so obvious. I didn't realize it in my previous life. Maybe the atmosphere is a bit weird. Mom changes the subject. Amy. You are now married into Charlie's family. Countless people are watching you. I can't do anything as freely as I used to at home. Was I casual at home before? I was very cautious at home. You forgot. Mom was stunned. I handed the coat to the servant as if nothing had happened. Sit on the sofa. Looking up at her and smiling. If I sat down before you. The slap has landed on the face. You say. This is called random. There was a sound of a door slamming behind me. Dad rushed out from the study. You've only been married for a few days. You dare to speak like this? You have forgotten the courtesy and honor we taught you. I take back my smile. Please ask. What did I say wrong? Talking back to elders and showing disrespect. That's wrong. You think you married into Charlie's family. Someone has your back. Do you dare to go home and point fingers at us? I dare not. The whole world has to revolve around you. He grabbed the ashtray next to him and threw it at my feet. Mom and Anna screamed in fear. I stared at him without fear. He didn't seem to expect my stubbornness. The momentum is a bit weaker. Then he pointed at me and yelled, if it weren't for your identity as the daughter of Anna's family. You can marry into Charlie's family. It's a transaction. You're just one of the pawns. I really think of myself as a character. If I were as well-behaved and obedient as in my previous life, I'll probably never hear his true thoughts. Can use his daughter as a chess piece. You are such a good father. I smiled. Get up and walk out the door. Anna caught up with her sister. Dad said those words in anger. Don't take it to heart. Talking. She changed the subject and said, I know you are unwilling to marry Charlie. So I got even angrier when I heard my dad say that. Actually, I can understand you very well. There is someone in my heart. But I want to marry someone I don't love. Elder sister. If I were you, I will definitely be braver. Pursue your true love. I stopped. Look at her without saying a word. What's wrong? She blinked uncomfortably. Do you really want to be this chess piece? Marry into Charlie's family. No. I smile and feel relieved. Even if you really want to do. Dad won't be willing to do that. This suffering. I'd better let my sister take care of it for you. Her face suddenly changed. What do you mean? The knot is tied. Can you still leave? Her face turned increasingly grim. Just then. My coat was thrown out of the room. Dad is standing at the entrance. You still have this attitude. Don't ever go home. I'll just pretend I don't have a daughter like you. How dare my mother to do this to her parents? I have raised you in vain. Anna's expression softened a bit. Even some gloating smiles. Elder sister. You should go and apologize to your parents. My parents looked down at me. Full of disgust. The coat lay on the ground like a rag. It's like I was despised since childhood. I clenched my fingers. At a time of tension. A figure suddenly appeared. He picked up his coat slowly. Even patted the loose soil on it. Anna boss. Heir with coat. Not really. Charlie raised his eyelids. Looking at Dad with a half-smile. The latter panicked instantly. Charlie boss. When did you come? Just. He turned to me. Come and take Amy home. But something unpleasant seems to have happened. No. Amy was spoiled as a child. Loved to play temper. We just had a little spat. Really? But now she's married into Charlie's family. What should be said? I would say. Don't bother Boss Anna. He stood in front of me. Gloomy face. Swearing sovereignty to everyone present. Anna's expression is subtle. The look in my eyes. With hatred and resentment. Dad had to bow his head. Boss Charlie is right. He didn't continue. Take my hand. Turn around and leave. In the car. His lips were pressed into a straight line. My knuckles turned white from gripping the steering wheel. My heart is pounding. Is he mad at me? On second thought. I've married into Charlie's family. My father still treats me like this. This is obviously a slap in the face of Charlie's family. No wonder he's so angry. Think like this. I was relieved. They've been doing this to you all the time, Charlie suddenly asked. I pursed my lips. Get used to it. That moment. There is a tight line. Seems a bit loose. The fire clouds in the sky are beautiful. I'm changing the subject. Aren't you on a business trip? Ended early. I heard you went back to your parents' home. Come and pick you up. Thanks. He didn't respond. Started the car. The setting sun slowly falls into the sky. Busy night. I heard Charlie calling my name. Amy. Night falls. Lights come on. He spoke. Word by word. Feel sorry. I'm late. Low magnetic sound. With my accelerated heartbeat. A moment. Overlapping the beat. Unpleasant things happened in my mother's home. I quickly put it behind me. But Charlie seemed to remember it. I overheard him telling Auntie. If I go back to my parents' home, you must inform him immediately. Saying that there is no ripple in my heart. It must be fake. But I don't know. He cares about. It's me. Still the face of Charlie's family. Frank family is hosting a cocktail party next week. Do you want to go with me? Dinner. Charlie asked me casually. The same thing happened in my previous life. But at that time I was just angry with him. The whole party was like a stranger to him. I don't understand at all. Attending this kind of celebrity gathering with him. Actually, I am announcing my position as the wife of Charlie's family to others. On the day of the reception, I dressed up with Charlie. Most of the participants were familiar. Many of them are trying to curry favor with Charlie's family and climb up the social ladder. Charlie was with me for only a moment. He was pulled away by the person he was talking business with. I stood at the corner table. Wait quietly. Elder sister. You are here too. Anna's voice came from behind. Next moment. I was held by her arm. She squinted and smiled. It seems like we are close sisters. Elder sister. Tell you secretly. My parents brought me here this time. Want to help me find a marriage partner. I raised my eyebrows and thought you already had a lover. Her cheeks are slightly red. Sister, don't talk nonsense. Just then. She received a message. After reading. Looking at her sister with a blushing face. The young master of the Frank family invited me to the private room upstairs to chat. Why don't you go with me? She looked shy and innocent. I can't tell what's going on inside. The plot is exactly the same as the previous life. I paused for a few seconds. Laugh lightly, okay. Private room upstairs. There is no such thing as a little son of the Frank family. Waiting for me. It's Kevin, who I haven't seen for a few days. Previous life. I was tricked by Anna to come here. Hug Kevin and cry. I hate myself for not being able to control myself. Hate Charlie's family's overwhelming power. Even hated Charlie. But I have no idea. My every move in the room. All were photographed. Sent to various entertainment media. Later, Charlie dealt with each family one by one. The explosive scandal was suppressed. From beginning to end. He never mentioned it to me. Until death. I was in Anna's diary. Understand the ins and outs of this matter. Now. Scene replay. Kevin stood in front of me. Full of affection. Amy. I know you said that on purpose in front of Charlie that day. Charlie's family holds the lifeblood of Anna's family. You have no control over many things. If it weren't for Charlie's family's sudden proposal, neither of us would have ended up in this situation. I plan to develop in the United States. Come abroad with me. Let's go to a place where no one knows us. Restart. Talking. He walked forward slowly. Hold my hand. I swung away. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Everything I said that day. All from the heart. Sincere and sincere. I'm married now. You're destroying other people's marriages. It can only be said that the moral sense is corrupt and despicable. The second rejection obviously made him hesitate. But only for a moment. He once again held up his affectionate Amy. You say so? Just to make me give up. Right? I frowned and rubbed my forehead. Such a lowly person. How did I see it in my previous life? We all said. He hugged me tightly. I don't believe it. You must have been forced. You said we would be together forever. I don't know when the door was closed. Anna has left. Enclosed space. The photo of Kevin hugging me may have been sent to all major media. I pushed him away. Hold the recorder in your pocket tightly. Here is the evidence. I want to be one step ahead of the media. I can't let Charlie misunderstand me again. The moment you open the door. Countless flashes on the face. Ms. Anna. What were you doing in the room just now? Is there anyone else in the room? We received the news. Say you are meeting a man. You just married into Charlie's family. Is this behavior somewhat unethical? My brain is buzzing. I didn't expect this life. Anna informed the reporter directly. Even if I have a recording to prove my innocence. But being alone with my ex-boyfriend is a done deal. These media. I don't know how to add fuel to the fire. And at this time. There was a commotion at the back of the crowd. The guns and cannons suddenly changed positions. Mr. Charlie. What do you think of Ms. Anna's behavior this time? Is there discord in your marriage? Are you considering divorce? If you divorce. How to consider property? Charlie stood not far away. Ignore questions. Just staring at me. Can't see emotions. I feel panicky for no reason. After a pause. He raised his foot. Stride towards me. When I don't know what to do. He took my hand. He stood in front of me. Break through the swarm of paparazzi. Walk out quickly. Someone caught up. Charlie. Anna called him. My sister has always had only her ex-boyfriend in her heart. Even if you get married. They still hug each other when they meet. Just let her go. Divorce her. Let's help this pair of star-crossed lovers. I was about to retort. Charlie spoke before me. You saw what happened inside? She was stunned. I was just here. So? That's perfect. Charlie spoke coldly. The whole person is chilly. Prepare to testify in court. Anna was stunned. Charlie raised his eyes. My wife with cold eyes. Being molested. As soon as the words fell. Anna turned pale. What I mean is. I just came up with my sister. What happened inside? I have no idea. Her inconsistent answers. Obviously lying. Charlie ignored it. Take me straight away. In the underground garage. Made several phone calls. Finally, the moment ended. I hold the recorder. Want to explain? I know you were designed. He sounded tired. I have contacted lawyers and relevant media leaders. I will definitely clear your name. I suddenly couldn't say a word. Pause for a moment. Some choked up and asked. Charlie. Why do you trust me so much? The air suddenly fell silent. For a long time. He spoke. My voice is a little hoarse because you are my wife. My heartbeat quickened. Even the body is shaking. I covered my chest. It took a long time to calm down. Moment. I handed him the recorder. The whole process. I recorded it all. Charlie was a little surprised. I gave him a smile. Your wife. Not as stupid as you think. After taking a bath that night. Charlie sent a message. Let me go to his study to discuss the prosecution with him. I'm wearing a sexy nightgown. Pick up a bottle of wine. Come to the study downstairs. The lights in the house are a little dim. Charlie is wearing a shirt. Slightly open neckline. Wearing a pair of gold-rimmed glasses, which is rare. The table is full of various materials. He is facing the computer. I don't know what I'm looking for. Frowning slightly. When I pushed the door open. He looked up. Maybe he saw my nightgown. He looked surprised for a moment. Then returned to normal. Have a drink. I got a cup. Pour him a drink. No. Let's talk business. He pushed the information in front of me. Existing evidence suggests. The news received by the media. Your sister Anna let it out. Including your ex. Speaking of which. He paused. Including Kevin's appearance. She arranged it too. He talked seriously about his next plan. including how to punish the two people. How can I restore my public image? How to suppress gossip? I'm listening. Drink the wine. A few cups in a row. My head feels a little dizzy. I just took this wine from the wine cabinet. I didn't expect it to be so strong. Slowly, Charlie's voice began to fade. I stared at his lips opening and closing. Just feel full and exquisite. I really want to take a bite. Charlie. I suddenly put my finger on his lips. He paused. His usual calm expression revealed a hint of panic. I seemed to be drunk. I stared at his lips. When I get drunk, I just want to kiss a man. His expression changed again. Brush my hand away. A bit angry. That day at the bar. You want to kiss other men too. I shook my head desperately. I'm already married. I won't kiss other men. I want to keep my chastity for marriage. Maybe I was being too silly. He actually laughed. I slowly raised my head. Look into his eyes. Slowly approaching so. Do you want? Reward me. Next second. He hugged me hard. Amy. Who I am. Charlie. Who is Charlie to you? My husband. Next second. Hot kisses come all over the place. I had a long dream. In dreams. It was the time when I was far away from home with Kevin after my divorce. We were happy at first. Even if all difficulties are overcome, divorce is chosen. Even if you cut off ties with your parents. I have no regrets about eloping with him. Until one evening. He invited me to watch the sunset on the mountain. The fire clouds that day were really beautiful. Large areas of orange and purple interweave. A gorgeous picture scroll. The sun is setting. When night falls. He gently embraced me. I buried myself in his arms. Enjoying the sweet moment of two people. But the next second. He spoke in my ear. Sorry. Then a strong force came from my chest. I was pushed off a cliff. I suddenly woke up. It's just dawning outside the window. A big hand reaches out. Patted my chest gently. A deep and hoarse male voice came. I have a nightmare. I just came back to my senses. Those fragments. It's a thing of the past life. I turned over. Snuggling into Charlie's arms. The warm body temperature. Reminds me of my intimacy with him at this moment. Charlie. I told you on the wedding night. It's not my true words. Sorry. You already said sorry. He raised his hand and gently stroked my hair. The voice is a bit hoarse. Do you want to apologize in a different way? I looked up at him. Falling into those dark eyes filled with ambiguity. For example. Commit yourself to. Not already. He squinted slightly. Her face is full of pampering and indulgence. Charlie, who is always calm and reserved. Eyebrows dyed with lust. He easily pulled me back into his arms. Lower your voice. Then change the way. Wake up the next day. Charlie has already gone to the company. He replied to several messages I sent. Looks very busy. I gradually had a bad feeling in my heart. Really? Not long. Voices questioning our marital discord quietly emerged online. Although Charlie is a businessman. But because of his outstanding appearance and extraordinary abilities. More attention than many popular idols. Not long. This news has already occupied the front page headlines of major websites. The comments under the news are even more disgusting. I heard that Charlie's wife is having an affair. Tryst with first love. Being blocked by the media at the door of the hotel room. Charlie was also there. The problem of embarrassing others has come back again. Rich people really spend money. I don't understand the brain circuit of the bad woman. Boss Charlie is a handsome and rich man. I also want to beg her to get out of Boss Charlie's world as soon as possible. Charlie has already suppressed it. Why did the news still leak out? Not long. My phone exploded. There are media reporters. Emma also expressed her concern. I explain one by one. But at this moment, Charlie's dad called. Tell me to go back to the old house immediately. I moved here after getting married. I have little contact with Charlie's parents. After returning this time, the Beatles are just angry and accusing without arguing. Amy. Charlie insisted on your marriage. At first. I think you are calm and sensible. Even if my mother's family is in trouble. I nodded in agreement. I didn't expect that they just got married. You made such a big news, did you know that? Now Charlie has just taken the helm. Some directors are dissatisfied. There are competitors outside. Rumors of marital discord spread. How many people add fuel to the fire? I wish I could pull him down right away. The old man was so angry that he kept banging his head on the table. I finally understood. I suppressed this matter. Not as simple as imagined. At the same time, I was also surprised. Our wedding. It's not a superficial marriage. He asked his father for it. Because of rebirth. I'm smart. I thought I could easily control the situation. Calmly use means to counter those who want to harm me. But I don't understand. A gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall. Risking one's life. The stupidest behavior. Dad. This time someone set me up. Charlie and I have all the evidence. I'm going to court tomorrow. No need to wait until tomorrow. Charlie's voice suddenly came from behind. I've asked a lawyer to do it. He was busy for about a day. Eyes full of tiredness. Stop beside me. Hold my waist gently. This time. Gave me endless confidence. I raised my head. Dad. This time I didn't think enough. You will fall into someone else's trap. I will cooperate with Charlie to do the public relations and clarification this time. If you encounter something later, I will definitely discuss this with Charlie. Charlie took the opportunity to speak up for me. Amy is also a victim. As long as we make the truth known to the public, we can successfully get through this crisis. Charlie's dad looked at the two of us. A moment of silence. Sighed deeply. Now that I have given up, you have the final say in the company's affairs. The reason why I got so angry. I am also worried that the news is not groundless. Now I see you too. He paused for a long time. Laughed softly. Seeing you two are of one mind. That's enough. On the way back from the old house, I suddenly remembered some things from my past life. I was dead by then. When I floated back to Charlie's old house. Charlie kneeling in front of his father. Charlie, the calm and indifferent boss in front of others. Even kneeling. Also very resolute. Charlie's dad is so disappointed with you that you didn't get married for many years after your divorce. Now you have to worry about the ex-wife who abandoned you. Running day and night. The police have already said that they have worked tirelessly to investigate the so-called truth in your mouth. That was an accident. She fell down by herself. It's impossible for Charlie to look his father in the face. She is afraid of heights. She couldn't stand on the edge of the cliff. Put yourself in the most dangerous place. Charlie's father smashed the cup in his hand. The most taboo thing for a couple is not having the same mind. She never took you to heart. After death, you want to seek justice for her. Charlie's father sighed. Walk away. I didn't know until then. I'm afraid of heights. Even my parents don't know. He kept it firmly in his mind. I floated in front of him. I want to touch his frowning brows with my hands. But it passed through his body again and again. I am already dead. I never got a chance to say sorry to him. God seems to feel my regret. After Kevin walked into the execution ground. Gave me another chance. Think of this. I raised my hand. Gently place it between Charlie's eyebrows. He was slightly stunned. Stop frowning. This makes you age quickly. I try to make him happy. You will be old first. I'm still beautiful, what should I do? He chuckled. That's good. I will keep you by my side every day. I introduce this to everyone as my wife. They must think I'm a resourceful old man. I laughed along. He is usually serious. It turns out that he was joking. After the laughter stopped, he said that the company's Facebook had issued a statement. Believe that after winning the case, everything will come out. Feel sorry. I overestimated my abilities. You are affected by the network. It doesn't matter. I looked at him. Suddenly thought of something. Do you want to apologize in a different way? He was stunned. Looking at the steering wheel in front of me. Look at me again. The tone is ambiguous now. Pause. You like the words in the car. It's not impossible. I was stunned. Thinking of his promise to me last night. What are you thinking? I mean, you registered a Facebook account. Make a statement with me. Your popularity on the internet is so high. It must have more traffic than your company's official account. Charlie raised his eyebrow. Stop the car on the roadside. Registered a Facebook account. I just contacted the staff to verify the account. This number was discovered by a group of netizens. And crazy private message called husband. I looked away in embarrassment. I heard him typing something on his phone. Restart the car. I was curious and asked what you posted. He curled his lips and went home to watch. However, after returning home, Charlie kissed her. Until I finally collapsed on the bed. Fall asleep. I didn't even have time to turn on my phone. I remembered this when I woke up the next day. Quickly opened Facebook. Found his account. He only posted one Facebook. Already have a wife. Don't call me husband. Love between husband and wife. Please do not spread rumors. The picture is a picture of us holding hands. About when I fell asleep. He took the photo secretly. The comments under this Facebook post are completely different from those during the day. The company has issued a statement on Facebook explaining. The spectators can disperse. To clarify for my wife. Boss Charlie registered a Facebook account overnight. No one noticed that his Facebook has been edited. I revised the punctuation several times for my wife. Every strand of hair is meticulous. He loves. I cry to death. I bathe in the sun. Look at these friendly comments. Finally laughed. Anna colluded with Kevin to frame me. To put it simply, it's my sister who covets my brother-in-law. Want to force my brother-in-law to divorce my sister. But to put it in a bigger way, she damaged Charlie's family reputation. This caused Charlie's family business to fall into crisis. Caused certain economic losses. So this time, when Charlie sued the two for multiple crimes including defamation and privacy violations. When Anna was taken away by the police for investigation. My parents panicked. They came to me at night. Please don't sue my sister. Amy. Anna was spoiled by her family since she was a child. Not understanding. I looked at them with a sneer, but I remember you just said last time, Dad. I'm the one who's spoiled at home. Right? Dad's face turned pale. It took me a long time to hold back from getting angry. My father only said those words in anger. We are father and daughter. There is no such thing as overnight hatred. Anna has had a good relationship with you since childhood. You, the sister. Forgive her just this time. I looked at them coldly. Suddenly asked, do you know that Anna has the habit of writing a diary? They were stunned. You can go back and look for it. In the bottom shelf of her room. There are several leather-covered books. You go and have a look. These years. How did she treat me? If you still think she is innocent after watching this. I have nothing to say. The two looked at each other. Finally chose to go back. I am actually gambling. I bet my parents still have some affection for me. Bet they see Anna's evil heart. Will have some pity on me. Facts prove. I guess I made the right bet. Until I found Anna at the police station. They didn't come to see me again. After the interrogation. She looked tired. The whole person is like a dog that fell into the water. But when you see me. My eyes suddenly regained focus. Elder sister. I thought you still had feelings for Kevin. So I arranged these things. Just to get Charlie to agree to divorce you. Sister, I was wrong. Can you withdraw the lawsuit? I looked at her coldly. Have you forgotten? I said. I won't get divorced. You without my knowledge. Arrange a private meeting between me and Kevin. You even notified the media in advance to block the road. Are you asking Charlie to agree to a divorce? It's to ruin my reputation. She shook her head vigorously. It's not what you think. It's really not what you think. Elder sister. I beg you. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want my life to be ruined. I watched her pretend. I couldn't help but sneer at Anna. Did you know? Your diary has been seen by your parents. She was stunned. Showing a look of fear. I lowered my voice. Even if you go to jail, Mom and Dad will treat you well after you are released from prison. But this time. They see your heart. I know you're a born bad guy. Do you think? What will they do to you? Amy. You bitch, your parents won't ignore me. Anna is rushing towards me like crazy. The police arrested her. Continue the interrogation. Walking out of the police station. Warm wind blowing. Refreshed. This life. If Anna hadn't hurt me. Parents may think the diary is fake. If there is no diary. They must not believe that Anna would deliberately hurt me. I can only say. There is a destiny in the dark. One is the daughter whose marriage brings benefits to Anna's family. One is a born bad criminal who dragged Anna's family into the water. How to choose? As businessmen, parents must have a good balance. I looked up at the sky. The person who betrayed me in my previous life. Now. Only one left. That. The one who killed me. Regarding the design trap, Kevin put all the blame on Anna. Insufficient evidence. The police could only conclude that he had no subjective malice. Let him go. When I heard the news, I was joking with Charlie. Seeing my expression suddenly serious, he said, my legal team will not let him go. Even if it's okay, now. He harassed you before. It's enough for him to drink a pot. I am silent. No opening. Not enough. This little punishment is not enough. What I want. It's his blood debt. I kept it a secret from Charlie. Privately inquire about Kevin's whereabouts. I learned that he flew to a foreign casino. An idea suddenly came to my mind. I told Charlie I wanted to go abroad to relax. Worried about being discovered. Several transfers. Finally landed in the casino. I hired a private investigator. Specifically find out Kevin's schedule in the past few days. After finding the casino he frequented, I rely on the detective's connections. Hired several professional actors. And what they have to do. Just sit in front of Kevin every day. Raising the stakes. Since he could kill me in his previous life because of gambling debts. You will definitely become addicted to gambling. I can't control myself at all. As expected. In a few days, Kevin spent all his money. Even owed a lot of gambling debts. Just as he was about to leave in disgrace. I'm wearing a red dress. Appear in front of him. A foreign country. Meeting an old friend. I invited him to have coffee. Since the last incident, Charlie and I had a rift. The marriage is now dead in name only. I can't help but think of the good old days we had. Come out and relax. I didn't expect to meet you. Maybe this is fate. This is the encounter I carefully designed. Kevin's defenses were quickly removed. He doesn't know. I say that my marriage is in name only. In fact, I spend every night on the phone with my husband. I invited him to stay for 2 more days. He hesitated and said that he had almost spent all the money he brought with him this time. Stay longer. It's because of money. I looked at him with a smile. It doesn't matter. I have money. If you are not enough, I can give you. Maybe I suddenly remembered that I am a white, rich and beautiful woman. Kevin's eyes suddenly lit up. You like this? I'm sorry. Why are you afraid of our relationship for so many years? Are you still worried that I care about money? Kevin's eyes are getting brighter and brighter. I even saw the corners of his mouth that couldn't be suppressed. I guess at this moment, he is excited. I finally found a victim. The days after, I keep my promise. Every time he loses money, I will transfer a large sum of money. Then the money goes through the table. Flow to the actors I hired. Finally flowed back into my pocket. He always seems to feel. Just win one. He can turn the tables. Little did they know. Win this one. There's always the next one. Gamblers are called gamblers. Because their desires are never satisfied. My mistake in my previous life was not knowing people well. Be together for a long time. I didn't know he was a veteran gambler. So the money is coveted. Eventually died. Now. I looked at Kevin who was spending money like water at the poker table. It's like watching a poor person whose life is counting down. When he asked me for money again, I used the excuse that my card was limited. Why don't you get a casino loan first? After my limit is removed, I'll help you pay off that debt. He was obviously hesitant, you know. If you can't repay the loan. Those gangsters. Don't worry. I'm always here and I won't leave. Besides, we have been in love for so many years. Are you still afraid that I will ignore you? My persuasion and his gambling addiction. The next day he went to the casino again. As I said, I took out a loan. When he comes to me again, I gave the money readily. With the first time, there will be a second time. The third time. The casino life of feasting and revelry is like a second. Time flies. During this period, Charlie urged me to go home several times. I rejected them all by saying wait a minute. Finally, he asked me what are you waiting for? I pause for a moment, believe me. Wait till I finish all this. I will get home safely. The other side was silent for a long time. I'm waiting for you. Over time, Kevin's loans are increasing. He seemed certain that he would not survive for a few days. I can help him pay off his loan. But he didn't know the gift of fate. It all comes at a price. After I helped him pay off his loan for the last time, I boarded a plane back home. Blocked all contact with him. I know he went to the casino to borrow money again, this time it seems to be a larger amount. Before leaving, I had the actors spread rumors in the casino that Kevin was a rich kid. These words. I guess it must have reached the ears of the moneylenders. If they find out Kevin can't pay back the money, we will definitely catch him, torture him, and extort money from his family. If you still can't pay it back, the lender will think that the torture is not severe enough and continue to increase it. I knew clearly that with his family background, he couldn't afford such an astronomical amount. In the end, he will either be tortured to death or be sold to Southeast Asia. He'll get what he deserves anyway. The moment the plane landed, I received a message from a private investigator. Kevin couldn't pay off his gambling debts and couldn't contact me, so he tried to flee back to China but was discovered by the loan shark gang. Caught and imprisoned. Finally, the detective said, he will most likely be sold to Southeast Asia. What is the living environment like there? Anyone who has read the news knows the answer. I curled my lips. I feel so happy. I don't know what kind of mood he had in his previous life when he pushed me off the cliff. I just know. The moment I fell, I've been drowned in despair. Reborn. I took revenge on those who hurt me. Also made up for the regrets of the past. Far away at the airport gate, I saw Charlie. He was dressed in formal attire. Like I just rushed in from a meeting. I don't know how he knew my flight number, but I think he can probably get the answer to whatever he wants to know. During this period, I've kept many things from him, and I'm sure he already knows them. I stand still. I don't know what to do. The wedding night. I had a big fight with him. Get him out of the bedroom. Welcome home. My limbs are a little stiff. You don't ask me what I did? He shook his head. If I did something extreme. He interrupted me. If it were me, I might have thought of something more extreme. You just did what you were supposed to do. I will always support you. I put my chin on his shoulder and hugged him back. Finally, I couldn't help but my eyes turned red. Tears like rain. The warm wind blew into the airport and brushed my face. Regrets of past and present lives. It seems that everything is fulfilled at this moment. The wicked are punished. Lover's company. Very nice.